Hey everybody, Ben Frederickson here for another episode of Billikens Beat, along with Stu Durando, our Billikens Beat writer, here to get you ready for A-10 conference play. The Billikens are entering A-10 play with a 7-1 record, Stu, and that one loss on the record looks a lot better. We're going to talk about that and also look at these first two opponents. Let's start with kind of the oddity of this launch to A-10 play. Duquesne on Wednesday, UMass on Saturday, both home games for the Billikens against two teams that are supposed to be pretty good in A-10 play. But we don't know much about these teams because Duquesne has played twice and UMass has played only 4 games.
Yeah, the Duquesne went 2 weeks without practicing before December 26th. I guess they were on their bus to go to Indianapolis on December 12th and found out they had a bunch of COVID cases. So they shut down. They've been shut down more than once. And they're just struggling to get games in. The last played on December 2nd, and they split their first 2 games, and now they're, trying to get their, feet going again and try and figure out if they can still play after all these layoffs. And UMass got started late by 2 weeks and has only played 4 games, and their last game was a home loss to Bryant. So both of those opponents to start A-10 for SLU are still trying to figure things out.
We'll see if SLU can take advantage of having a little more reps beneath their belt, but kind of hard to scout when you don't have many chances to watch film on an opponent this season. So that'll be interesting test for Travis Ford and the Billikens. We wanted to touch on that loss, Stu. SLU's only loss of the season at Minnesota. And you go, okay, well, not a bad loss. A Big Ten team, you played it. It's a true road game, and that probably won't look too bad come tournament play. Well, since then, the Gophers, the same Gophers that got waxed by Illinois, went out and beat Iowa, which, looks like a Final Four team in overtime, and then turned around and beat Michigan State, 2 ranked teams, and now the Gophers are a top 25 team.
Yeah, you kind of wondered what they were really all about when SLU played them, and they were coming off of that 30-point loss or whatever the final margin was against Illinois. But they bounced back, obviously, very strong, and those 2 wins launched them into the rankings. And suddenly that's looking like, that's a quote unquote quad 1 loss, and against a team that's in the middle of a brutal schedule. Minnesota is, and so far they're 3-0 in that brutal stretch.
Yeah, that's why you schedule true road games against Power 5 teams, because they turn out to help you more than they hurt you. That Minnesota game's an example. Stu, before we run here, we got to congratulate Jordan Goodwin on A-10 Player of the Week. He's not a new thing for him, but we were talking about this as we started recording this video. He's got 7 double-doubles, which you go, man, that's the most in the country for any guard. Well, it's pretty much the most for any player in general. He's up there with forwards and centers. It's pretty remarkable the rate at which this guy churns out double-doubles.
Yeah, everyone keeps referring to him as, the scoring's going to come, but they refer to him as kind of a magnet for the ball because, the rebounding thing continues to amaze. And, we go on ad nauseum about how can a 6'3" guard continue to churn out double-doubles. It's kind of insane, but, he's got the best rate actually in the country, 7 double-doubles in 8 games. Only missed out on 1. I can't remember what his numbers were in that one. I'm sure they weren't too far off. And, people now are to the point where they expect him to do this. And if he went a couple of games without one, they'd wonder what was wrong with Goodwin. But Player of the Week, second Billiken to get that award so far this year. And they have other guys who are capable of it. So we'll see if he can continue to do it as conference play starts.
You had the scoop that the rebounding chain, though, the award the Billikens get for the top rebounder of the game, it's out of commission, correct? Has that been retrieved from the locker room yet? What's the latest?
That was not to my knowledge. That was created by a former strength coach who went to the mall and bought some cheap chain and attached something to it. It was a takeoff on the Miami, what was that, turnover chain?
Correct,
and, yeah. So they started passing that thing around, and they would wear it at post-game press conferences for a while. And then Goodwin and Hassan French said that they were keeping it in their apartment because they were the only ones who ever won it, which was true. And then this year, I don't know if anyone's won it besides Jordan. So but apparently he can't get it because Hassan was the last one to win it last year, and I guess he had taken it back to the arena and stuck it in his locker. And nope, that's off limits now. So we may not see the beautiful rebounding chain all season.
There might have to be a second iteration of it, or it can just be Goodwin's to lose. Maybe it doesn't have to be something if he's going to be the one who wins it every night. Anyway, pretty remarkable. As you said, we'll see if he can keep it up in A-10 play. It starts this week. Duquesne and UMass A-10 play beginning. We'll have it all covered at stltoday.com and in the pages of the Post-Dispatch. And we'll break it down here in video form on the Billikens Beat weekly. So find that at stltoday.com as well. For Stu, I'm Ben. We will talk to you next week, everybody.